Power up. Get over here!
Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the three middle-aged guys, and we bullshit about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
This particular video is going to talk about Jack Tretton, who, in a recent interview, was talking to IGN, and he was talking about this particular device, the PS Vita. When asked about his thoughts on the PS Vita, he simply stated, PS Vita is a great little machine, but it came a little bit too late. And how he explained it was that the greatest failures of the Vita was due to the fact that it was too late to the market in a world that was leaving behind dedicated portable gaming machines. And that with the advent of smartphones and tablets, that people wanted to have multi-use machines more than anything, instead of just a dedicated video game machine. Now, let's just put aside the fact that the 3DS is almost sold 5 million units worldwide.
We can't put that to the side. Nope.
Well, no. I mean, because that's a big sticking point for any gamer who's had their ear to the ground and actually looks at the industry as a whole. But you know what? I keep on thinking about this, and there may be. I think the timing was a little odd for the Vita, but I think the reasons why it's not doing so well, and is actually there's a bunch of other reasons why it's not doing it so well. Before I get into my reasons, guys, the floor is open. What are your thoughts on that?
You two are the only two in this party that actually have Vitas, and there's a couple of reasons why I don't have one. When that thing launched, I was like, oh, okay, you know, they're going to take what they did with the PSP and advance it and advance the graphics, and okay, yeah. But, all right, most of the games that are on it are on the fucking PS3 or PS4. So you want to have this thing that's basically a portable console when I can just get the fucking console. Okay, so that line didn't make any sense to me. The second part, and this is the real deal breaker here, the fucking memory card.
Let's see here. Where are you?
Okay, look. That thing has its designated memory card. That can only go, it's only for the PS Vita. Period. So Sony wanted to just have a monopoly over that fucking, you can't even put that shit in the PS3 or PS4. What the fuck? If it would have been compatible for the rest of their stuff, fine. Just a Sony thing? Okay, that's acceptable. But only for the fucking Vita? And it's expensive as fuck.
On Amazon right now, to the theme's point, let's see here. A 16 gigabyte Sony PS Vita memory card goes for $43.99. A 64 gigabyte PS Vita memory card goes for $106.50.
What? Who is that?
I believe the 32 gigabyte for what they have listed here says that it's going for $78.56.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean the price of the memory is just dumbfounding altogether. Especially
look. Now the console, the fucking portable is not even far from that. You're telling me that the memory card, if you want big amounts of memory, is almost as much as the fucking portable itself? Like I said before, look, Quiznak. I wonder how many of you will get that fucking reference.
What about you, Gray Mouse? What do you think about the comments that Jack Tretton made in regards to the Vita and why it's not doing well, why it didn't do as well as they wanted it to in the industry?
Well, to start off with, I think they put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, when they started calling the Vita a legacy system.
Gray Mouse is exactly right.
That really, really put that in perspective for a lot of gamers. They're like, Why should I get a legacy system? And then just like the thing touched on earlier, why do I need a portable console? So basically what it was that you could download off PlayStation Network games onto your Vita. And then one thing that, the happy middle, if there is one, is to buy the 32 gigabyte card, because that's, in between. It's enough memory where you can download one or two games versus that 16 gigabyte one where you could probably download one game, depending. But I have to say, though, for the Vita, I really like the way it feels in my hand. It's very comfortable. It's just that, like you said, it's just, I think, like I echo everybody else, just bad timing for the Vita. And then also when, like if you looked at the E3, it was hardly ever mentioned at E3. And then on top of that, they said that it's a legacy system, and you haven't seen nothing about it now. That killed it. I'm just waiting for them. I'm just waiting for this open, and I can play all games on it.
Crack it open, yeah. Well, you see, all right, World of Final Fantasy is coming out pretty soon, and it's going to be on a fucking Vita.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Extreme Beach 3 is on it too.
Yeah,
and it has some extra features. Anyway.
Yeah, but it still has.
That's the Venus version, right?
Yeah, but it still has like almost $700 worth of fucking DLC.
What?
If you go to the store. Yeah.
Wait. I was like, where is that?
If you've looked at all the DLC for Extreme Beach Volleyball, it's like almost $700 worth of DLC.
No!
You're buying bathing suits and stuff like that.
Wait, I thought you can get gifts and earn that shit.
You can, but a lot of that stuff is also available as DLC if you don't care to do that. So.
Oh, dog! Wait.
No, I mean as long as you can
portable.
Yeah. As long as you can earn it through the game, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
That's not as bad as Galgun.
Yeah, absolutely.
What Grey Mouse is saying is, as long as all that shit is there that I can earn it, fine. But what if there's certain shit that's not available that you have to fucking buy, and it's already there, but it's hidden behind a fucking paywall? Fuck you.
None of that is mandatory. Mandatory.
But,
all right. But let's move back to the Vita. Yeah. My thoughts on this particular machine is that it's a great machine. As far as form and factor, and actual ergonomics and the usability of controls and everything, Sony went out of their way and they actually listened to the folks who had criticisms about the original PSP, including the second analog stick. Yeah. Great. Movement of the buttons and the placement of the buttons, great. They included, touchscreen and also touchpad on the back, which is utilized for games, and it also has an accelerometer, so it'll sense like tilt controls and stuff like that. Now, the problem with the Vita, as I see it, was very similar to the problem that the PSP had, especially in its early years. Now, with the PSP, the biggest problem with the PSP, especially the first 2 years that it was released, wasn't just dead pixels, because that plagued the PSP. Well, the biggest problem with the PSP during the first few years was the fact that over half of the releases on the PSP were movies on UMD. In which case, a lot of people were saying, why the hell would I get a movie on UMD when it costs $10 more than the DVD that I can watch on my full screen? It didn't make sense for them. Well, the other issue with the releases was that during that first 2 years was that the other half of the releases, 90% of those games were games that you could get on the PS2 or PS3. Actually, on the PS2 at the time. Okay, so what was the reason that people wanted to go ahead and get those particular ports of the games, especially when that didn't have features? Go ahead, Grey Mouse.
I can tell you that. Like you said from the beginning, the Vita was supposed to be a portable, do-all, end-all machine, and that's why the what was it, the UMD, the movies and stuff. That was the reason why that was there, where you could have a portable.
Are you talking about the PSP or the Vita?
I'm talking about the PSP and the Vita. It's the same. It's kind of the same concept. When they moved from PSP to the Vita, they still had that same concept in mind as having a portable console that could do everything. You could download movies from PS Network.
Where's the PSP Go fit in all that?
I will handily disagree. Okay, this is what I think. This is what Sony's intention with the PSP was. Just like the PS3, they wanted to push a new proprietary format, which was UMD. People said, "Fuck that noise! I can go ahead and I can play DVDs on my full screen TV." And
not only that, but I can download shit on memory cards itself.
Yeah, so the thing is that Sony, just like going all the way back to Betamax, okay, they wanted to go ahead and have another proprietary format that was going to be accepted on for the masses. It's the reason why all of their products, all of their digital products, takes Sony brand or Sony architecture memory. Okay, since UMD didn't take off and Hollywood went ahead and said UMD sales suck all around the board, people aren't buying this because they can get a full-size DVD, watch it on their full-size TV for $10 less. On top of that, they said we're not supporting UMDs.
That was the same thing about mini discs.
Now, yeah, they wanted to. In fact, all UMDs were mini discs that were not rewritable, and they were in different caddies. Really, if you think about it. Okay. Now, with the Vita, what they were trying to push is that fucking memory. And the thing about the whole thing about how the market wasn't willing to go ahead and take on a device that was just solely a dedicated gaming device. Like I said, bringing back the point that the 3DS has sold 55 million units worldwide. It's doing really well for themselves. But I'm going to show you something really quick.
That's only the 3DS.
That's only the 3DS. But
other portables, fuck.
You see this? This is a SIM caddy. This version of the Vita is 3G capable. So you're telling me, Sony, that you went ahead, you released out a device that can take a SIM card, that can accept phone calls, and can take cellular data stream, and you're saying that this is a dedicated effing device? Really? Who the hell are you trying to fucking fool here? The problem, now let's go back. The problem with the memory and the proprietary memory is that it's expensive as hell. And the truth is that where Sony wanted to go, just like with Microsoft and a lot of the other, first-party publishers out there, was digital downloads. Guess what? If your memory is so fucking expensive that I don't want to buy it, I'm not going to be doing any digital downloads to this thing. That's
exactly
just how it is.
See, that's the thing about it. Oh, wait, I have to do this? I have to spend this in order to get... No!
Man. For the price of a 16 gigabyte card, I can probably at most download anywhere from 3 to 5 games at most. Okay, and you're not leaving me room for anything else, Sony.
No.
All right. And then there's, like you guys said, they wanted to go ahead and they treated it like a home console. The problem with doing that is that, for a few cross-platform games, it's kind of nice to be able to sit there and play games on the go and share the saves and stuff like that. The problem with it, though, is that this right here doesn't provide the same type of experience that I have playing my PS3 or my home console on my 65-inch TV.
Right.
And the reason why mobile gaming thrives as much as it does, regardless of what people have been saying for the last, I don't know, since 2001, smartphones and tablets aren't going to take over portable gaming anytime soon. Okay. the thing about it is that if I'm doing the portable gaming thing, maybe it's because I don't have the chance to do the dedicated sit in front of my TV for an hour and a half or more than 30 minutes at a time. People are going to sit there, they're going to bust this out maybe while they're on the bus, on the train, waiting in line. If that's the case, you know, if they've got a SIM card in it, maybe they'll watch porn while they're waiting. I don't know. You know, but the truth of the matter is that they're not looking to sit there and be on that thing or anything like that for hours at a time.
No, you're not supposed to be treating your portables as a console.
No, and that's the one thing that for Nintendo understands. Okay, whether it be their DS games, where you could just sit there, close that bitch up, it goes to sleep. You open it up, oh hey, look, I can pick up right where I left off.
Brilliant,
Absolutely
brilliant.
Or even with their virtual console games, where it's like, hey, save states, pink, I can go ahead and close this up, pick up right where I left off. Even on games that didn't originally have any save capabilities. You know, they understand the type of experience that people have want with these particular devices. You know, and I think by and large, a lot of devices have come and gone that are portables. I know we have all seen them. You know, this particular type of situation, these particular type of mistakes aren't exclusive. They aren't solely something that Sony has done. I know off the top of your head, guys, you could probably go ahead and pull up any number of portables that looked great, that sounded really good on paper, and looked like it had a really, really great future in front of it, but just fell off the wayside.
Hey, now wait a minute. There are certain portables that didn't even look or sound great, and they still fucking tried. The two off the top of my head that are the Wonder Swan and the fucking Engage. Those are two that, oh God, okay, you got something to say about that?
The Engage, the N Taco.
The fact that you have to take out your battery to switch games for that motherfucker, it's like, come on.
Yeah, no, that was the fault of telephone makers making a device. Thinking about the device purely in the sense of a cell phone, not thinking about it as a gaming device with switchable content. What about you, Gray Mouse? What sticks out to you on the top of your head, either about the Vita or other things that have fell by the wayside?
Well, I'll just say this: in all of Microsoft's issues throughout the years, there's one thing that they did not partake in, and that's portable gaming. They have not done any portable gaming.
What could they put portable that people would be interested in?
And then, secondly, I'd like to say is the Game Gear says hello.
What? Wait, we're talking about portables here.
The portable.
It was marketed as a portable device that drinks.
So was the fucking Virtual Boy. But
Those were
not portable either.
Those were my two top right there.
Imagine Zelda on the Virtual Boy.
Redness, headaches.
Seems like this is an ongoing joke here, man.
No, seriously though.
A running gag.
Wait a minute. Okay, I have a Nomad. I have a Game Gear. I was lucky to get a Nomad. But fucking, they're not fucking portables. Those things did not last long. Even with rechargeable batteries, they did not fucking last long out and about. It just didn't. The Game Boy, the original Game Boy, is a fucking Triumph treasure. It had battery life. It had games. You just couldn't play that shit in the dark. Fine. You know, and then they had all the other iterations of the Game Boy that were at least a little bit amount of successful. And they just were. Neo Geo Pockets. I have them shits too. And it's like, all right, fine. It's just that the United States didn't have a lot of games. I don't have a PSP Go. I don't know anyone with a PSP Go.
To add on to it, the Vita is actually pretty popular in Japan. There are There are countless
Well,
games.
Japanese shit is popular in Japan, so yeah.
Well, obviously, but I'm just saying it wasn't a. It was a. I'd say the U.S. market was crap, but the Japanese market for the Vita.
Oh, as far as their games, yeah,
There's tons of games out for.
I mean, I'll admit right off the bat, the reason why I have a Vita is because, well, I'm kind of obsessive about having this shit. But aside from that, there are a lot of niche titles that are on the Vita that I can't find anyplace else. A lot of Japanese titles like Nippon Ichi, Idea Factory, XC Games. Those guys do a lot of great stuff that are distinctly Japanese. And yeah, I go gaga over that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with like a few portable Atlas titles and other things like that, which Atlas games are almost gold everywhere that you go ahead and you find them. But yeah, definitely. The thing with the Vita though is that just going out of your way and saying, it's a great machine, but the biggest reason why it failed was because of timing. Well, bullshit.
Marketing. That Quiznak.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Marketing.
I mean, we have, like I said, we had the and the thing is that when it first came out, it was not fucking cheap either. Okay,
no,
it was an expensive console. Yeah,
minimum.
It was, I think, $300 when it first came out.
$299.
Yep, and that was another reason why a lot of people were like, "Well,
so you're
why
telling me that was as much as a fucking PlayStation console?"
The PS3 was only $50 more at the time that it released out.
So you got to remember. So you got to buy the console. You got to buy the Vita, and it doesn't come with a memory card. So you got to buy that too. I'm just saying. I'm just stating the. I'm just saying.
That's
and you got to buy a game.
Games are $50 pop.
Yeah, and that's poor execution right there.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
Not only that, but then you have this really, really slow trickle of games, and half of them are ports of either PS3 or PS4, where people are like, "Why am I going to go ahead and get this when I can play the full size one?" And then
the PSP learned later that they needed some exclusive titles that weren't going on consoles or anything like that, and they did that for a while until they started doing collections and shit like that. Because that's like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. That was pasted in the PSP for a while until they brought out the collections and so on and so forth. I mean, I have like fighting games on there. I have like Vampire Chronicle. I have fucking the Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, which is on nothing else.
Yep.
So, or Tekken Dark Resurrection, which is basically Tekken 5 with more stuff in it and remixed music. So it had its stuff that was worth fucking getting it.
Yep.
It had every genre that was there that I was like, okay, yeah, I can actually see me playing this and owning shit for it that's not for anything else. The PS Vita, however, I was like, fuck, what am I going to get this for? What am I going to pay all this money for, especially at launch time?
Well, unless you're a big fan of Nippon Ichi. You were going to say something in the middle there, Grey Mouse? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna pose a question to you guys. Do you think that Sony as a whole should just not do portables anymore? That after the failure of the Vita, do you think they should move forward with another portable, or should they just concentrate on the PlayStation 4?
If they're going to half-ass it like they did with the Vita, no. Don't waste my time.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
waste my time.
But see, because the thing about it is, they're going to try to connect it to the PS4 again, and they'll probably try to connect it to VR at this point. So, at the end of the day, no one will get, especially if you're going to fuck us with the memory card situation and duplicate games and not much to go on, they're not going to sway people like me to get one.
Yeah.
So it's an extra controller for your PS4.
I mean, the Vita is a definite hardware upgrade from the PlayStation Portable. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, fine.
But if that's the only selling point that you have, people are not going to bite that.
I mean, come on. The 3DS is a upgraded DS, but fucking the 3DS had a lot more ammunition as to why to fucking get one.
Yeah.
Or you can say the same thing about the GBA to the DS.
Well, see, a lot of people are holding Sony's feet to the fire about having games that are on console and the Vita. However, some people are forgetting that the 3DS does the same thing. Nintendo does the same thing, so we got to call them out. I mean, you got Mario Maker on the 3DS now. You got your Mario parties. You got your Mario 3D Land.
That's absolutely fine. But you can name exclusives for the 3DS alone. For the Vita, you can barely fucking do that in the U.S.
I was gonna say, don't get that confused with the Japanese market, because Japanese market is full of Vita exclusives.
That's what I said. The U.S. market for guys like us, it's like fuck, man. You need more. We need more here in order to be interested in it.
Really,
that's like okay. The 3DS. Yeah, I can get down with something like Yoshi's Island, or New Yoshi's Island, or the Zeldas that are on there, or fucking even the Kirby's that are on there. They have some ammunition as far as me getting one, owning one, and getting new Super Mario 2. That's only on the 3DS. That didn't hit console. They didn't put the coin version of new Super Mario. They didn't put that on console. They will not.
Well, see, one thing too, the 3DS at one time was region locked.
It's still region locked.
Oh yeah, and the Vita is not.
The Vita is not.
Good point.
That doesn't.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you can't Sony up all the time, and then Sony turns around and kind of, sort of does the same thing. I'm not saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Vita marketing, the Vita, what's it called? All that, the gaming, all that stuff was done completely wrong. And on the fact that they said that it's a legacy system when it was only out for a year. How do you call your system a legacy system when it's been out less than 12 months?
They took lessons from Sega.
Yeah, don't say shit like that.
Well, let's be honest. Like I said, and you guys already started it. The comparison to the success of the 3DS was inevitable. Over 55 million units sold worldwide. That's more than the PS4.
Yeah.
Now, granted,
we're done there. Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, the number of units being sold has been dwindling. It's not selling at the same rate that it was in previous years.
Well,
there's one thing.
Expected.
But there's one thing that Nintendo does correctly with every system that they put out, and they've done this, from the NES all the way on up. The biggest reason why the DS and the 3DS are as successful as they are, especially in the light and in the face of competition that has deep pockets and really, really powerful hardware with lots of capabilities, especially when it comes to pure spec and everything else. Because, even without the second screen, spec-wise, this beats the shit out of the 3DS. I have no problem saying that because it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The other truth, though, on the other hand, is that there are experiences on the 3DS that I will not get anywhere else.
Anywhere. Not even on a fucking Wii U.
Yeah. And that's the reason why it's successful. People are wondering why, why are they selling that much? Because here's the thing. Nintendo is going to find a way to find new fans. And they're going to give them reasons to own one particular platform or another. And it's going to come in the form of games. At least to the credit of the PSP, we could say at the end of its run, that it had exclusive games coming out to it, and it had games that were worth buying that were exclusive to the platform. I wasn't going to find on the PS3. I wasn't going to find on the PS4. On the Vita right now, 90% of the games that are out there that look good, that look interesting, are also PS4 ports. So what's my incentive to go out of my way to play it, really? Unless I want to do the cross-platform thing. But guess what? nobody likes paying for the same game twice.
Exactly. And that's one thing that if anybody here watching this video up to this point or has been watching our videos in general know by now is that we don't play systems. We play games.
Play video games.
That is one major flaw of the Vita, at least in the U.S. version of it, the U.S. market, is games. And games will make or break a system. We've seen it. You can't get around that.
Oh, yeah.
That was the major flaws was the games for the Vita, the fucking memory card, you know, and then them going out of their way, like the Reverend says, to say that this is a legacy system a year after it's already been out.
Ridiculous.
You're not getting customers by doing that.
They could have simply said, you know, if they didn't mean it, they had pretty much told everybody who had heard them go ahead and announce that this is a legacy system, that Sony doesn't officially support this shit anymore.
Yeah, that was just basically that was just a basic death sentence to the fucking. Especially when people started to develop their interests for it. Yep. Because all they had to do was not try to fuck us with that memory card and actually have some fucking games for it that were exclusive to it. That's all they needed to fucking do. Yes, you can have PlayStation TV. Yes, you can have certain ports for your console and everything. Yes, you could do that and have special features for the fucking portable. But you needed exclusivity for it. You needed to lower that price for the fucking memory card. That's why the PSP, oh yeah, they learned. And they learned pretty fucking quick. And I was like, okay, it's my time to get one. And I've had experiences on there, just like the Reverend said. Like on a 3DS, you can get experience on there like you can get nowhere else. And I felt that way for the fucking PSP. But for the Vita, I was like, no, this is just copy and paste of what the fucking systems have, and I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna waste my time over it.
I mean, and that's pretty much wraps up our thoughts on this. Look, Jack Tretton, he's a former Sony exec. Makes you wonder why he's former Sony exec. But for those of us who have been around long enough and have seen the comings and goings of multiple console systems, whether or not they be home consoles or portable consoles, the shortcomings of the Vita, I think, far exceeded just the fact that the timing was bad. And if you look at it truthfully, Sony had a big hand in it. I think that pretty much wraps this up. Was there any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Hey, Mouse.
Or for people that say, well, the PS Vita is more powerful than the 3DS. Okay, it's not about power; it's about games. Just as Grey Mouse said earlier.
I mean, with the Vita, like I said, if you want good games on the Vita, just import the Japanese versions of them, because you will find a lot of good games.
Do they have different colors in Japan?
No.
Say again?
Do they have different color Vitas?
Yeah. They might have
different color PlayStations.
No, because I know about PSPs, they had different colors of them. Because when I was out there, they had them. But I'm wondering, did the Vita come with assorted?
The stores that I frequent when I was out there, all I saw was the black one.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen any limited edition ones like that. But
they don't sell like different skins of it.
Yeah. No, actually, no. They sell skins and decals that you can throw on the front. But yeah, nothing actually hardware wise or case wise directly from Sony. But
interesting.
Just another thing to think about, especially when you look at the fact that Nintendo's got a Galaxy fucking 3DS out there. But that's another video altogether. Thank you very much, everybody, for sticking with us all the way up until the end of this particular video. As I say at the end of every video, if you're so kind, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment below. We are the three middle-aged guys. We are cutting through the bullshit of Jack Tretton about his comments for the PS Vita. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense logic and portable gaming. At least the PSP And, well, at least the Vita was a fucking portable. Can't say that about can't say that about the Sega portables. Can't say that about a Nintendo Red thing that was marketed as a portable. Nothing beats Nintendo's portables except for the Virtual Boy. Yeah. Fuck, Vita. Why couldn't you have been better? I would have had one and played that shit. Damn it. Credits.
$108.50 for an effing memory card.
Fucking memory card. Don't say effing. Fucking memory card.
Games. That's 2 fucking new games for a console.
Please download our shit. Please download our shit. Please download our shit. You're asking for rent on the fucking memory card. You understand that? Jeez. Sony, what the hell?
Oh, that's almost a year's version of Netflix for a fucking memory card.
We didn't even talk about the PSTV either.
No.
Or Xbox Live or PlayStation Network.
Exactly. That's 2 years of that for one fucking card.
You could get both a PlayStation Network membership and an Xbox One.
And Xbox Live for the price of that fucking one fucking memory card for the fucking PS Vita. No.
And you still have some cash to get a Netflix account.
Oh, God.
I remember back in the day, people were complaining about the fact that the PS2 memory cards were $24.99.
Oh, my God.